Republican, Democratic senators seek to block Trump Saudi arms sales.
Here's a summary of the article.
Washington, Republican and Democratic U.S. senators said on Wednesday they would try to pass 22 separate joint resolutions that, if passed, would block President Donald Trump's plan to complete $8 billion in military sales to Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates without congressional review. Backers said the introduction of the resolutions was intended to protect and reaffirm Congress's role of approving arms sales to foreign governments. The announcement followed furious rejection in Congress late last month of the Trump administration's declaration that a growing threat from Iran was an emergency that forced it to sidestep lawmakers' review of major arms deals and approve precision-guided munitions, aircraft engines, mortars and other equipment and services for Saudi Arabia, the UAE and Lebanon. The effort was led by Menendez, and Republican Lindsey Graham, a close Trump ally who is also a critic of Saudi Arabia's human rights record. Members of Congress had been blocking sales of offensive military equipment to Saudi Arabia and the UAE for months, angry about the huge civilian toll from their air campaign in Yemen, as well as rights abuses such as the murder of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi at a Saudi consulate in Turkey. Declaring the emergency, the Trump administration informed congressional committees on May 24 that it was going ahead with 22 military deals worth $8.1 billion, circumventing a long-standing precedent for lawmakers to review major weapons sales. The Arms Export Control Act gives Congress the right to stop major weapons sales by passing a resolution of disapproval in both the Senate and House.
This post received a score of 41,396, with an upvote ratio of 90%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Bipartisan action? God, that's sexy.
Hopefully Mitch McConnell won't rain on this parade.
But that's the bitch McConnell promise.
After decades of funding Saudi Arabia, it's great to see this happening. If this happens, I do hope Europe will have a debate on this as well and stop the funding. French journalists were literally threatened when they exposed French weapons in Yemen. Banning weapon sales to Saudi Arabia is long overdue.
Greater than if this happens, I do hope Europe will have a debate on this as well and stop the funding. Germany, Sweden, Norway, Belgium and Finland stopped selling weapons to Saudi Arabia.
That's all fine and dandy, but it only really makes the issue more pressing for the US, since those countries dropping out only opened the door for the US to sell even more. This really does boil down to the US selling arms, since honestly we have the most and much of the best. For a country so isolated from virtually all conflict geographically, we sure have a lot of weapons of war.
I don't think there has been any conflict worldwide since around 150 years the US has not been involved in some way. Pretty sure the US sat out the Franco-Prussian War, the Crimean War, the Boer War, the Balkan Wars and dozens of others. Didn't even want to be involved in World War I until there wasn't much choice. The US was really quite isolationist until the Second World War. Then we started putting our dicks into other people's cereal because it makes the milk taste better.
Guess I've been eating cereal wrong.
I like my cereal like I like my women, without other people's dicks in it.
I only want my own dick in my cereal, thanks.
But of course, Donald Trump has business interests with Saudi Arabia.
I don't think nor expect any more of Trump than that, but _conservatives cannot possibly be on board with this. Why can't we ever hate the same countries at the same time?
The resolution to stop this deal came from both Democrats and Republicans and it has a chance to get strong support from both parties.
And Mitch McConnell will never let this come to the floor and that will be the end of it.
I wish we had the end of Mitch McConnell.
Someone needs to flip his shell over
and put some lettuce just out of reach where he can see it.
Fixed.
You've both just made my entire week.
Trump, terrorism is disgusting, let's keep the Muslims out. Also Trump, I love the Saudis, great guys, let's sell them more weapons. Saudi supplies terrorist groups with arms. Literally no one.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.